Hey everyone, this is Wei and welcome back. Let's do another 3-minute drill, and this time I will be drawing Harley Quinn from the new movie Suicide Squad. So let's get started and I'll talk about the process along the way. Alright, 3 minutes starting now. Okay, let's try it this way. Starting with the eyes, I'm just kind of keep shading from the eye down. So let's see, she's got very big eyes. 3 minutes should be okay. The face is, yeah. I mean, it's kind of very big features. So I'm just gonna keep going. Big eyes right here. Working from left to right because I'm right-handed. Usually the eyes takes me about like a minute just to kind of nail down a little bit. All right, let's see. Let's just keep going. All right, let's go keep going down. Her nose probably somewhere around here. Just judging by the angle. Maybe a little bit too high, but let's just keep going. Can't spend too long. All right. Shading down, straight down. Her lips. Coming to the edge of the eye right here. So I'm just looking up, see where the points are. Reference points, this one slants up. Very big lips. Okay, trying to get the expression a little bit, which is obviously important. All right, so let's go. We have like about a minute left. All right, let's go. Let's shade in some of the face. Let's get at least some kind of outline on the face, right? Can't leave it hanging. All right, let's see. This way, angular, kind of angular. Chin. All right, let's see, going up. Let's draw the hair because that can actually be a reference point. This thing comes straight down this way. All right. Chin's probably too high. Adjusting. And not too much time, so the ear. And then, I can't do the hair, which is cool. Which is kind of a feature of Harley Quinn. So let's just do some of this. Can shade in the neck a little bit. Then this is dark. Yep, not too much time left. Maybe a little bit more shading. Lip. And Jesus, 3 minutes and just like that. That's it. Okay. Let me see. I'm looking at the camera right now. Oh, it kind of looks like a baby face. Oh, it's not too bad, right? Okay, well, let's just continue on and finish this. I can definitely spot some errors. Like, let's see, the brow is a little bit too high, so I'm just gonna dab that. Take off a little bit. All right, this thing comes down a little bit more. So let's fix the brow a little bit. This needs to go here a little bit more, a little bit lower here. Let's see. Yeah, really looking forward to this movie. Suicide Squad. I don't know too much about it, but I really like the design on Harley Quinn. Well, partly because it's such a pretty face. This is Margot. I think that's how you pronounce her name, right? Margot or something? I don't know. I haven't really seen much of her movies, but she definitely looks good as Harley Quinn. Alright, so I'm working with a 4B. This is a mechanical lead pencil. It's a Steeler graphite. Alright, so I'm just gonna shade in. So this is kind of like my second pass, right? The first pass was what you seen with 3 minutes, very rough. Just kind of laying in the, like the base coat, just laying in some of the features. And now I can correct for some of them. And then just keep going. Okay, so very Just loose, very light. Just kind of doing these wiggly shapes for shading. Let's see, very bright lips, red. So with the lips, things like this, you can generally go very dark because it is red, and when red is turning into black and white, it's pretty much like pitch black. So I'm not gonna double check too much because the lightness is okay. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna hit it pretty hard. So normally you can go a little bit lighter and then keep going, check for lightness so you can fix things. But in this case, I think it actually looks okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's still a pretty face, even if it doesn't look like her. So I'm not gonna kill myself over accuracy now. So I'm working from this photo. Unfortunately, it's just like a screen grab, you know, from the movie set and production. So it's not very good quality. But we'll just do what we have until the movie comes out. And I might draw the other character too. It looks pretty cool, especially like Katana. Not too crazy about Joker though. Looks a little too weird. Okay. Alright, so it's getting there. I think the lightness is okay. So in terms of shading, it's just I'm just trying these wiggly shapes. It kind of works well for portraits because it's like a slower process. You know, you can see things develop, gives you enough time to kind of adjust for things. So it's a little bit more careful. You know, and if you do enough of it, you know, things will really smooth out and you get some nice nice gradations and shading, subtle shading. Various different ways of shading, and it gives your shade, you know, your drawing very different looks. So it just depends on what you like and what you feel like doing. And right now I just kind of feel like doing this kind of shading. Alright, let's see. A little bit more shading here. Now right here it's dark, so I'm just going to start cutting into it so I can get that nice edge on her face. Her cheek, this is dark. This comes down. Oh, sorry, I can't see that. Well, she's got a little collar here, so this is dark, so I'm just gonna keep wiggling, and the hair looks like it's going this way. Kind of hard to see. Kind of hard to see on that one. Just a low resolution image. All right, let's keep moving. Let's move this way. Now the chin. I think you guys hear me talk about this a lot. Don't do a hard edge right here because, you know, this jaw here comes about because of a shadowing, right? And that's what gives it this line that you see. So you want to try to avoid, you know, actually doing a line there because it's also be too harsh and it's gonna be a little bit too flat. All right, so let me go back up here. So you can see why, you know, I want to work on this side first because I'm right-handed. So now when I work on this side, I'm kind of rubbing right over the paper, which is okay because, I mean, normally if I were doing it, you know, I will put a piece of paper over here and I'll do that. But since I don't want to cover up the drawing because I kind of want to show it on screen, I won't do that. So I'm just going to extend my pencil. So it's a little bit awkward, but it still works. And it's nice to extend your pencil too. There's a certain freedom to it when your pencil, you know, when your pencil is longer. There's a certain looseness that you can do as opposed to if you're doing this. It's just really hard. So it's really too tight, you know. You don't want to be drawing like that. All right, so let's start shading some of the face. So it's kind of subtle. The heart, I'm not on this, on the cheeks, I'm just gonna ignore. It's kind of subtle, but you can see little features right, like right here. There's a line here. This lip in here is always, corner of the lip is always dark. Okay, let me push this up a little bit. So it's always dark here, and then there's a pouch here. This actually comes up. So this dips in, and then this recedes. And of course, you have the chin here. So it's very subtle, especially with this lighting. This is very generic front lighting, so it's not as exciting. So just a little bit of shading in here. See, it gives it that expression. So here, this is dark here. This comes in. Now there's a little bit of white line there because of it's creating a crease there. So that's important to have, or else you're gonna lose that expression. So keep wiggling. Going back to the eyes. Obviously it's the makeup making this part much darker. And here. Now forehead, usually, you know, it's like a lot of times people tend to skip this part because they think this is just kind of round, and so they leave it white, but it isn't. If you look at it, this middle part recedes a little bit. This is darker here, right? And then there's a bump right here and here. You can see in the lighting. So this part should be a little bit darker, and there's a highlight right around here. Okay, and then this is obviously darker here. It's just receding. So it's important to get those little areas so you know this feels like a skull, you know, the cranium. So if you don't, it's just gonna be really flat. Here's the hair. So when things are looking flat, like if you look at your drawing and it looks like a, you know, like a cartoon or just look very flat, then, you know, just pay careful attention to the shadowing. Just look at the reference, look at the shadowing, and you're gonna start seeing all those little subtleties, and that's what's gonna make your drawing, you know, pop up and seem more realistic. So this is dark. Okay, so I will definitely push this off camera because I kind of need to get over it and put my head over this and just hit in those hard areas. I might switch to a 6B as well so that I can finish this thing. But overall, I think it worked out okay, right? Not too bad. Because sometimes drawing a pretty face is hard. Well, this one still looks pretty. Okay, so I'll finish this off camera and I'll come back and show you how it looks. Alright, so here is the final drawing, and I'm keeping the hair like this because I want to keep focus to the face, which I think turned out fairly well. Because it kind of looks like her and it's still a very pretty face. In terms of finishing it, I actually have to go in and pretty fine detail, you know, because the drawing itself is not very large. So I had to do a lot of little wiggy loops and things like that just to get it right. But I kind of like the overall look. I'm keeping it simple, you know, it just feels like a good character. So I'm calling this done. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun to do. So try it out yourself, and please do give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.